Okay, and now I just realized that my camera is very high up. There we go, that's better. So now we're going to be doing some texturing, or at least some materials, because texturing is a little bit far outside the scope of our course. We're going to look at materials today in Blender. So we go into Blender, and we go over here into this sort of like ball tab over here. And as you can see, let me get rid of that material. So we have no materials at all. None. Let me even take our skeleton. I'm going to turn off X-ray mode. Doink. So that we don't have to look at it anymore. And we can just see the skeleton. So right now we have a gray character. And you can see their material by going to the material shading mode. And they're just blank. There's nothing really to them. This is the render mode. Nothing really going on. They're just a blank slate with no material. So let's add a material. So let's call this skin. And so now everything on here will be skin. Let's make it kind of a nice red color, because that was her design. I think I still have her design in here, actually. Do you exist? No? Okay, never mind. I have her design, her skin is red. Okay, so, let's create another material. Let's call it black. And another material, let's call it white. And another material, let's call it orange. And the reason it put some numbers at the end of that material, because I also have I'd done this before, so I have extra ones, so just enjoy. Let's make that one black, turn it black. White is good. Let's just make it more white. Whoosh. And orange is orange. Perfect. Okay, so let's decide what we want to be what color. So the way you do that is you go into edit mode and you just select the things that you want to be certain colors. So I want her eyes to be black, I want her eyebrows and her mouth to be black, and her wheels, and I think her hair will be white. So you press black and assign. And as you can see, they've turned black. I also want her sweater to be black. That's good. And the other part of her sweater. Unless she's got some cool shoulder pads going on. And her hair can be white. And let's make these things white as well. Doop, 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 doop. White. I'm just using L to grab stuff by hovering over it. And let's make her pants white also. Okay, so she's looking. I'm gonna put a light in the scene so you can actually see what's going on. A sun. Oh, there. Let's make it a little bit more powerful. Okay. Oh, actually I have area lights. Let's use those. Doot, doot. Perfect. Okay. So now she's nicely lit. Back to material mode. And so now let's give her some more specific colors. So you can grab specific faces as usual, like that. And I've actually created a pattern on her chest like this. That was just done in the modeling phase. And so I can easily just grab, I want this to be red. I want this to be orange. And let's see how that looks. Nice. And orange and orange. Actually, I want that to be white instead. There we go. And let's make these white. Okay, looking good. And then let's save her little earsies. Let's grab some of these. Those can be orange. And let's make her eyes orange too. That's kind of cool. There. And maybe let's make her wheels Alt and Shift and click to grab a loop of something, by the way. Shoop, shoop. And to grab kind of like a group of things, it's Shift click to grab something. No, let's start again. So these are now orange. Okay. To grab sort of in a I don't know quite how to describe it. So to grab something, so you click something, and then shift right click it, control shift, right click it, and that's how you kind of grab like a sort of like everything between this and this. Grab it. There we go. So shift, right click, control shift, right click. That's a bit of an advanced move, so don't worry if you don't feel comfortable doing it. The red is a little bit bright. Let's turn it down. Ooh, too much red. Okay, and there we are. We have a character with materials. And in a moment, I will show you how to put that into Unity. All right, be right back. Okay, and so now we're going to bring the character into Unity. So let's go into Blender, and we have our character. There she is. I'm gonna make sure you guys can all see the right thing. And so we've grabbed both the mesh and the skeleton. Let's Control A, rotation and scale, Control A, location, and save up. And then let's export her to an FBX. And I've got a name already for her, example 3 character for Unity, and then the date. And we have just the selected objects ticked off here, and then armature, shift click mesh, shift click other, just to get all the other stuff, and export to FBX. And now we're gonna head back to Unity, and we turn it back on, blink. And I'm going to create a new scene. You don't need to do this usually, it's just, for today we'll use it, call it my character. Put it in your scene, assets, scenes folder in the project window, and then double click it to open that scene. And let's go to our meshes, and let's drag in the FBX we just created. Blink. And then drag that into the scene. So now we have a character in our scene. Poorly lit at the moment, there we go. And she's in there, which is nice. It's kind of cool. So let's go back to the mesh. And you can see we have a modeling tab, a rigging tab, an animation tab. Let's watch our animation. Oh, for some reason there's 2 takes for mine, and we want this one. So we have the walking animation that came through, and also the materials are all here as well. So let's go into our materials folder. Let's apply settings for that back there. And let's create some new materials. Create material. Let's call this one character red. Character red. And then let's Control D 3 times to make some duplicates of it. Character white. Rename it character black. And character orange. There we go. Okay, so we have all of these now. Let's go back to our mesh. Not this one, but the one in the project folder. And let's turn black, black, orange, orange. Skin is red, just because it's what I called it earlier, and white is white. Okay, so apply that. And so now when you go to our materials, we can change these, and they will become whatever we want them to. So it's kind of like just recreating them in Unity. Shoop. And white. White is already white. Okay, perfect. So that's already there. Nice. So that's good. Let us create, let me make sure you guys can all see everything. Good. Let us create an animator controller for this little guy. Go back to your main assets folder, create animator controller. Let's call it my character animator. For you, maybe name it after your own name, just so that when you present it to me, I can tell them apart. So my character, and just drag this into the animator component of your character. Blink. And so let's go back to the meshes. And to the animation tab. So if you remember, the animation ran from frame 3 to frame 35. So you want from 3 to 35, and let's see how that looks. Nice. Okay, there we go. So you kind of open this guy up, and let's name this take to be walk. Okay, so now we have in here, or it should be in here. Oh, I have to apply it first, that's why. Walk. And Control D to just grab that out of here and just bring it into the assets folder. Because you don't want to have to deal with it while it's inside of the mesh. just because when it's a separate asset of its own thing, so there's walk, and that's kind of like, it's not connected to any model. It'll work. It just works better, trust me. Okay, it's better for if you're making edits to your model later on. So we have, I'm being slacked. So we have in our character, go to the animator, and let's check out this one. It's the My Character Animator. And so there's nothing in there right now, so let's just drag in walk, boink. And let's see what happens when we play the game. There we go. She's walking, or she should be. Why aren't you walking? Oh, that's why. Because I didn't set it to loop, so it walked once. Loop time, boink. And now it should work. There we go. So we have the materials and we have the animation, and that is all we need. Good job, everybody. And we're gonna make a cool game all together. Okay,